Christmas. A time for love, for joy, and peace. A time to cherish with your loved ones. A time to celebrate sweet little baby Jesus. Or if you're like me, a time to watch a bunch of shitty Krampus movies. Because nothing says Christmas quite like a demon that murders children. Yes, just like the words exorcism or Amityville, Krampus is not copyrighted. Meaning everyone can make a movie about it. Even you can. But please don't. I've had enough. Is this the worst idea I've ever had for this channel? Possibly. That's all I got for the intro, so let's get right into it, starting with our first movie of the night. Krampus: The Reckoning was made in 2015 and was released by Uncorked Entertainment, a prestigious company responsible for so many movies we all know and love. Ah yes, Alien Planet Earth, my favorite. Right off the bat, oops, it looks like somebody put a red gel over my screen. I don't know what's going on. Oh wait, that's just how the movie looks. I know how to color grade, it's easy actually.
You like it?
I love it. What am I looking at here?
I love it. What the fuck is it? Anyways, the film is about this little girl, Zoe, who at the beginning summons Krampus. Or, I'm sorry, the Krampus, as they call him in this movie.
He's the Krampus.
So she summons the Krampus with her voodoo doll to kill her shitty foster parents. Oh my god, what is that? I guess the Krampus has the power to put red jello on your face without even touching it. It looks great. So the main character of this movie is this child psychiatrist, Rachel Stewart, who questions Zoe about what happened last night. And then once in a while, Zoe pulls out her Krampus doll and summons the Krampus to kill a bunch of bad guys, like this pedophile and this alcoholic dad. And he does so by setting them ablaze. But as I'm sure you can see, they didn't have an asset of Krampus doing anything other than just standing there awkwardly. So instead of looking like he's burning people alive, he looks like he's just peeping in the background. Oh, hey, what's going on? Now, believe it or not, we have a mystery to solve here. So Rachel finds a picture of Zoe, but it was taken 20 years ago, which would mean she'd be in her 30s. Rachel also feels like she's met Zoe before, but she doesn't know where. What's more, Rachel has a mysterious scar, which has something to do with her past, and she has recurring nightmares about the Krampus. Oh, did you fall asleep? Come on, wake up, it's time for the big plot twist. Oh, you don't care? Oh my god, this whole time Rachel was actually Zoe's older sister. And when there were children, she tried to summon Krampus and accidentally set a fire that killed her parents and Zoe.
You killed us.
Are you following along? So I guess Zoe came back as a ghost to get revenge on Rachel, who ultimately gets murdered by this low-res PS1 Krampus model. And then at the end, Zoe disappears as if she had never existed. What? I don't know. I'm pretty sure this doesn't make any sense. Why did the little girl wait 20 years to get revenge on her sister? Why did she go through the trouble of being adopted by abusing parents that she killed, which led to Rachel being her therapist, which led to her death, instead of just, killing her right from the start? How come she's in control of Krampus with her magic doll if it was her sister Rachel that did the Krampus ritual before everybody died? Did Zoe learn voodoo magic in the ghost world? Why does she ask Rachel where she got that scar if she already knows where it comes from? Was she just messing with her? She seemed genuinely intrigued. And if Zoe's plan was to get revenge on Rachel this whole time and then disappear forever, why did she bother murdering a pedophile and a drunk dad? Did she want to punish evil people or kill her sister? Which one is it? How come Rachel forgot that she murdered her whole family? Was it repressed memories or something? It seems like the incident would be rather memorable. I mean, your entire family did burn right in front of you.
That's a little far-fetched even for me.
Yeah, Krampus: The Reckoning made me wish I was burning alive. The attempt at writing a story with a shocking twist was embarrassing, to say the least. When it comes to the technical side, I mean, I'm sure the footage speaks for itself.
I'll call you a cab. You're not driving like this.
Watch your step.
Yeah, the ADR, it's not great.
You got a nice place here.
Where's my phone?
I just want to say, this is very good ADR, very convincing. As for Zoe, they're obviously going for the creepy, emotionless child, but she just comes off as an annoying little asshole.
I don't stare at you even though your face is ugly. He made you ugly forever, and now you're ugly. She is ugly.
Come on, stop it. Instead of being creeped out by her, I was just annoyed. And on top of everything, it looks like this movie was made by a pervert, so that's nice. There's plenty of awkward sex scenes with full frontal nudity, including a scene where the main character gets out of bed just to take a shower. And that's the whole scene. And they didn't forget the close-ups for these shots. But I'm sure this was essential to the narrative. It really deepens the plot. It was very important to see those titties. As for the so bad it's good potential, yeah, it's just bad.
What the hell is going on?
There's not a single moment where I had fun watching this trash. It's a boring piece of shit with lame kills, a dull, repetitive story with an awful twist, terrible creature effects, and the cherry on top, it was made by a pervert. Robert Conway, more like Robert Conman. I give Krampus the Reckoning half a Krampus out of 5. Moving on to the next movie on our list, Mother Krampus. What is that? So this came out in 2017 and was released by ITN Studios. Also responsible for, let's see. Oh, fuck me. So apparently, this was originally titled The Curse of Frau Perchta, and then later retitled 12 Deaths of Christmas. Until I guess one day the producer came in and said, "These titles are stupid, let's call it Mother Krampus." But sir, this has nothing to do with Krampus, it's about an evil witch in the woods. I don't give a shit, it's Mother Krampus. In fact, the word Krampus is said only once in this film. So, something tells me this was never supposed to be a Krampus movie.
Frau Perchta was a witch.
In fact, Mother Krampus is more or less just a cheap knockoff of the Conjuring universe movies, with their classic tropes such as there's a demon, pan, oh, it's gone! There's a monster in a little tent, nothing behind the mirror, something behind the mirror. And not only were they clearly inspired by the Conjuring movies, but they also blatantly steal from other movies as well. The title card is exactly the same as the Insidious movies. The end scene is quite literally the same as Robert Eggers' The Witch, except, you know, not good. Oh, and hey, remember that classic line in Aliens when Ripley says, "Get away from her, you bitch"?
Get away from her, you bitch!
It's such an iconic moment in cinema. Yeah, well, how about we do that, except really bad.
Get away from her, you witch.
And cut. Yeah, could you do that again, except with even less emotion? So they lazily copied some popular horror movies and then slapped the word Krampus on the title, because they don't have to pay any rights. I mean, I don't see what could go wrong. The basic setup is that there was an evil witch who murdered children in the woods, and one day the parents took the law into their own hands and murdered her. But then the evil witch came back for their children.
She murdered the children from this town, our children.
And we took matters into our own hands.
Hey, where have I heard that before? I can't quite put my finger on it. So the main characters in Mother Krampus are this mom Vanessa and her daughter Amy. Vanessa also has an ex-boyfriend who looks like he's 16 years old. I guess not a single adult showed up to audition that day. Yeah, this feels wrong. Then there's the grandpa who just kinda hangs out with them. And in between the quote-unquote family drama, we get a couple of underwhelming kills shot in a way that's barely even comprehensible. And then at the end, the family fights the evil Mother Krampus by putting Christmas lights around wooden sticks and throwing little small Christmas presents at her. It's her only weakness! I'll admit, this was mostly a bland, cheap, mediocre film that I don't have much to say about, but the climax does have some pretty funny moments. In a surprising turn of events, while these two are hiding in a room, the 16-year-old ex tries to get the door open and accidentally fucking hits the mom right in the head. Oops, that's it, I guess she's dead. The guy then gets his heart ripped out when the witch uses a Jedi mind trick, and the grandpa is choking on Christmas lights. I don't know what's going on at this point. And if that wasn't enough, guess what? Yeah, it's time for another plot twist, because that went so well last time. Alright, turns out this little girl's grandma is actually the one who killed all these children in the woods, and the grandpa helped her. And they then framed this innocent lady, which led to her murder, and now she's back for revenge.
You killed all those children.
Okay. I don't care. And I hate how this is revealed. Mother Krampus just shows the audience what happened in a flashback. That's just lazy. You guys are lazy. Anyway, Grandma and Grandpa get killed, and then they copy the witch, and that's it. Ah, Mother Krampus. It's mostly for... The fuck? It's mostly just boring. It's a lot of family melodrama with characters you don't care about. There's serviceable little jump scares and Conjuring-esque imagery. Forgettable kills, except for this one. That was pretty funny. And a mediocre story with a bunch of tropes we've seen a million times before. I did like the scene where the witch is making gingerbread cookies out of human flesh. That was nice. But then the rest of the film is, not great. But there were a couple of unintentionally funny moments, so I'll give it that. Although the acting was surprisingly decent for the most part, we do get some silly overacting here and there. Oh, and the mom's name is Vanessa, but her dad calls her Ness, and it always sounds like he's saying nice.
Ness. Ness.
Nice! Nice! As for the titular Mother Krampus, meh, she looks alright for a low-budget Tubi movie. Sometimes she's creepy, sometimes she's silly. It's a serviceable B-movie witch, kind of a mix between a Deadite and Emperor Palpatine.
Do it.
And she has a shaved cat who does not want to be there. Leave the cat alone, Jesus. Overall, Mother Krampus seems like they tried a little bit, which is something I can't say about Krampus the Reckoning. But it's not bad enough to be funny bad, and not good enough to be entertaining. It's the love child of a bad Conjuring movie, and an even worse slasher flick. And although there were glimpses of unintentional comedy, I'm gonna give this one 1.5 Krampuses out of 5. Guess what? We're watching another Krampus film. Now, we're a couple of movies in, and I feel like we still don't know much about the guy. But all of that is about to change, as the next movie on our naughty list is Krampus Origins. It all began here. Alright, here's a quick guess. I bet this creature will not be in the film.
You are correct.
So this one was released in 2018 by the same guys that brought us Krampus the Reckoning. So we're off to a great start. Let's watch it.
What, like magic? Yes, exactly.
Hey, this girl seems familiar.
He made you ugly forever, and now you're ugly. She is ugly.
Oh, great. So Krampus Origins takes place during World War I, and it's about this lady, Josephine, who finds a job at an orphanage while her husband is fighting the Nazis in France. Oops, well, not anymore, he's dead. So, you know, she's real sad about that. But before his death, the husband had found a mysterious book that this crazy German guy was keeping. Therefore, after he got shot in the head, the book was sent to his wife, and it's basically the Necronomicon.
Necronomicon ex mortis.
And guess what? Yep, it has the power to summon Krampus. Oh, my bad, did I say Krampus? No, I meant a POV shot with a yellow filter on. Frightening. The actual Krampus monster is only shown 1 full hour into the movie, which is absolutely insane, and you won't believe this, it looks nothing like the guy on the poster. So, long story short, the children all get captured and sent into the Inferno.
Into the Inferno.
Which I think is hell, but they didn't have the budget to show that, so we're just told it happened. Determined to rescue them, Josephine grabs a magic book and summons YouTube green screen magic effects, which defeat the Krampus.
The Krampus.
In doing so, the children are conveniently set free. Wow, the end. Well, that was Krampus Origins, and did they forget the Origins part? They just found a magic book and summoned Krampus. But it's not like he didn't exist before. Yeah, whatever. I still can't believe we didn't see the monster until an hour into the film. What the f***? You should go to jail for that. And the rest of the movie is just kids being annoying and a widow crying over her dead husband. Get over it, Josephine! The climax is a mix of various special effects that look worse than a VFX iPhone app. And the few times we do see Krampus, it's just the same 2 or 3 shots that they keep reusing again and again, because I guess they didn't shoot enough footage of him. Credit where credit's due, this is probably the best production value we've had so far, which isn't saying much. The costumes and sets look fine for the most part, except for this silly little board that was just a bit too small to fit the alphabet. That's funny. I kinda like the Krampus design. He looks like a Lord of the Rings bad guy. I dig it. But all in all, I'm already starting to forget about this. Every single kill is off screen, nothing happens for the whole movie. Yeah, this was a big old piece of shit, and I give it 1 Krampus out of 5.
I'm afraid I might spew gingerbread all over those sweaty pecs.
I'll take my chances. Just getting my reps in, sweetheart.
The Illuminati forces have been a persistent thorn in the side of humanity and AI alike since the Earth's destruction.
Of a clone, of a clone, of a clone.
Alright, I'll be honest, I didn't finish this one. It was just too much. From looking at the poster, I expected this to be like an asylum movie, like Sharknado or Triassic World, and what I got instead was an animated sci-fi epic with robots and aliens, with our main character being Van Helsing, and where Krampus is an intergalactic being and Bigfoot is a sassy monkey.
Take care out there, bro.
What is Bigfoot versus Krampus? Why is Bigfoot versus Krampus? Did somebody spike my eggnog? Because I feel like I'm on an acid trip. I still have no idea what the hell this is about, nor do I understand what happens in it. But to put some context, I think this is part of a larger universe. They got other movies like Bigfoot versus the Illuminati, Bigfoot versus Megalodon, and Trump versus the Illuminati. So I think this was a sequel to one of those movies. I don't know, it was still a bunch of nonsense. So I think it's best we just move on and forget this ever happened, okay?
I didn't come here to blow you.
Alright, well, how about Krampus, the Christmas Devil? Maybe that one will be better. Well, credit where credit's due, it's one of the only movies where they actually explain what Krampus is. Granted, with the worst narration I've ever heard in my life, but still, that's something, I guess.
A time of goodwill and cheer, celebrated by many all over the world. The Christmas Devil and executioner of the wicked is also the secretive brother of Saint Nick.
Thankfully, in this one, we don't have to wait an hour to see Krampus. No, he just shows up at the very beginning of the movie, and you can already notice the peculiar aesthetic choices. That looks really cool. Alright, well, I guess this child is dead. Oh, wait, no, he got out, somehow. Krampus is reading his list, which actually just seems to be a printed Word document on the other side. Good job. So I guess hypothermia doesn't exist in this universe, because the kid is A-okay.
Jeremy, answer your mother. Jeremy, answer your mother. Jeremy, answer your mother.
Answer your mother! Answer your answer your mother! Okay, well, that was the opening of the movie. You can now cue the title card. And nothing fancy here, just keep it simple. Back to present time, the kid grew up to become a cop who is now investigating a series of child abductions.
You saying serial killer?
Or something like that.
And this has been going on for a while now, but believe me, we'll get him this time. We'll get him this time.
We're gonna get him this time.
I want this fucker.
We'll get him this time, Captain.
They keep doing this thing where they keep repeating the same things, but it doesn't make sense.
This is the same guy.
So, do you think it's the same guy?
Yeah, he literally just said that. What do you mean? Anyway, the cop is assembling a little team to go out and hunt Krampus, and they talk about it over a beer at the bar.
A couple more beers, please.
I don't think she heard that. Couple more beers, please? What? Couple more beers? I can't hear you. Can you please bring a couple more beers? What did you say? I can't hear you. In the following scene, I thought this was a joke at first, but the real Santa shows up and asks Krampus to kill a bunch of kids.
You have 2 days left. Scratch Brad Myers off the naughty list. He's gone good on us.
It's so ridiculous, but I almost kind of admire it. Also, I'm pretty sure they're involved in a romance.
Do you understand?
Yes, Nicholas.
Are you okay?
Are you okay, baby? You've barely killed any children. This isn't like you. Yeah, this movie's wild.
All right, my brother.
One thing I like here is that Krampus, the Christmas Devil, is one of the few movies where Krampus actually captures children. And, you know, there's an attempt at building tension. It's not that bad. Hey, that almost looked like a real scene from a movie. Almost. So the cop keeps investigating with his buddies, and they're walking around, and walking around, and walking around, and walking around, and... Ah, God, what the fuck? And back to walking around. Oh no, not... this guy. He was my favorite character. Oh, his heart turned into jello. Now this movie is extra naughty because out of nowhere, a topless lady in her underwear shows up. Yeah, Krampus is a naughty little boy. Girl, I don't think Krampus the Christmas Devil is worth it, honestly. What's he doing with his finger? Alright, then at one point it becomes a home invasion movie for some reason.
He said I a little girl. I mean, he's right, I did, but still.
Whoa, what are we doing here? That's not what I was looking for in a Krampus movie. One of the bad guys is seduced by a little child. Well, that's a little uncomfortable, but this weird random subplot does lead to the absolute most hilarious line of the whole movie. Whatever it is you think you're about to see, it's even better. Yeah, let's watch that again.
Where is your husband?
God damn. Yeah, anyway, that served literally no purpose whatsoever because Krampus shows up and kills the guy.
You have been naughty.
And then the movie very abruptly ends. Yep, no payoff to anything, they're just done. And that was Krampus the Christmas Devil, and I had a pretty good time. This is the level of incompetence I was looking for with these movies. It's poorly made in a particularly funny way. There's countless examples, like the camera guy struggling with his shots. Oh shit, he's out of frame. Alright, here you go. Or when they keep reusing the same 2-second long stock sound effect of children screaming. Sometimes it seems like they forgot to add sound effects. Shouldn't there be like a hit sound effect or something? That's a little awkward. And speaking of awkward, the framing is all over the place. In this reverse shot, you can't see the actor's face. Maybe they should have moved the camera just a little bit. Just a thought. And their attempts at doing action scenes are, well, they're interesting. And right after that action scene, the sound just cuts. Yeah, that's not a bug or an export issue. That's literally how the film goes. Good job. All right, here's another action scene. Damn, that's badass. He just killed that guy. Oh, nope, I guess he's fine. He just took a quick nap. There's plenty of very funny bad moments. I can't even show them all. As for the main character, I get what they were going for. He's a broken soul, he's tortured by his past, and he'll stop at nothing to stop Krampus the Christmas Devil. There's this scene where he's playing Russian roulette by himself with awkward flashbacks of when he was captured. On paper, I can see it. It's just that the execution is lacking, to say the least, but I still like the guy. And man, the actor gave it his all. He seemed extremely committed. Whoa, be careful, dude. I especially love his moody shower scene. God, you can just feel the pain. So yeah, I was having a blast with this movie. It's really fun. There's Krampus and Santa hanging out. There's fun bad action scenes. The soundtrack is banging. But then they threw in that home invasion subplot, which wasn't great. And by the time the bad guy started chugging milk profusely, I kind of lost interest. But that line delivery though, that was something else. I still had fun with this one. It was ridiculous in all the right ways, and I'd give it 2.5 funny bad Krampuses out of 5. A Christmas Horror Story was released in 2015 by an actual real movie studio with somewhat of a budget, and they even got William Shatner to play a drunk radio host. So that's a good sign. Plus, it's Canadian. So is this the Christmas miracle I've been waiting for? Or is this just another lump of coal? I don't know. Let's check it out.
Let's get this Christmas party started right.
Now, the first thing I need to mention here is that this isn't just a Krampus movie. It's actually an anthology film with various horror stories revolving around Christmas. And then Krampus shows up for like 2 minutes. But I'm still gonna put it on the list because honestly, at this point, I'm a little desperate. So our crypt keeper of the movie is William Shatner, playing a radio host, getting drunk, and rambling. But enough about his personal life.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me round again to 5.
The first story of the film is about these high school kids breaking into their school on their holiday break to investigate the murder of 2 students. Also, fake jump scares. So they get to the basement, but they get trapped in there. And the teenage girl then gets possessed and wants to suck dick. I wish I was making that up. Yeah, I guess I'm cursed to have teenage sex scenes in the movies I'm talking about on this channel. So long story short, this high school used to be a convent, and there was a pregnant 15-year-old girl who I think was forced to have an abortion by the nuns, and she died that day. So her ghost spirit has been trying to get high school students to have sex in the basement and then carry her child. So at the end of the story, the little ghost girl shows up and she looks anything but scary. I mean, come on, is that the best you could do? She kills the guy with a lame neck snap, and then she's like, I sense my baby in your belly. You may go now. You know, this actually had a pretty good premise. Kids locked up in the school basement that's closed for the holidays, and there's a creepy ghost lurking in the shadows. There's a lot of potential with that. But the monster isn't scary, the jump scares are lame, and the final reveal, yeah, I don't care. Great premise, great setting, bad execution. It's probably my least favorite segment. Moving on to the second story, which also kinda sucked. It barely even has a plot, and the characters are obnoxious. Basically, this family is being chased by Krampus, and they all get killed one by one. But the lore in this one is that if you're unpure or have rage in your heart, then you become Krampus. So at the end, the daughter character becomes Krampus because she hates her grandma, and she kills her. So with that logic, I guess anybody stuck in traffic or shopping late for Christmas gifts would become Krampus? If you bump your little toe against something and let out a bad word? Krampus. You didn't get your Christmas bonus this year and you're mad about it? Krampus. I didn't really care for this story, but the monster looked pretty good. He's jacked as shit. That's a thick-ass boy. Got some nice pecs.
I'm afraid I might spew gingerbread all over those sweaty pecs.
There's just the CGI tongue. Yeah, maybe don't show that. So this was meh, but it had its moments. So let's move on to the next story, and this is where things actually get pretty good. In this one, a little boy gets lost in the forest and later comes back, but he seems different. He's being creepy, stabbing a fork in his dad's hand, crawling on the ceiling, and even worse, he got 2 servings of spaghetti.
It's his second serving.
Lord have mercy.
Slow down, Will.
Spaghetti.
It's ultimately revealed that this creepy kid was in fact a little troll, and the real kid was hanging out inside this tree. Hello, I'm back. Yeah, this was a great classic little horror short story in the veins of Tales from the Crypt or something like that. I really enjoyed it, and what really sells this is the child actor. But saying actor feels wrong. This kid is clearly the spawn of Satan himself. Look into his eyes. Holy shit. This was a great time. And now moving on to the final story of the movie. In this one, Santa is prepping for another Christmas when all of a sudden his elves become infected.
I said I don't want a goddamn cookie! You reindeer f***ing snowhorse!
And just like that, we got little zombie elves saying cocksucker and getting decapitated by Santa Claus. I mean, I'm in. Even better, the whole thing ends in a fight between Santa and the muscly hunk himself, Krampus. Granted, this isn't John Wick, not the greatest fight choreography I've ever seen or anything, but hey, I'm having a great time nonetheless. And then, just like most of the movies we've talked about this evening, A Christmas Story also has a plot twist. It's a recurring thing with Krampus movies for some reason, except this one doesn't suck, it's actually pretty good. So it turns out Santa wasn't really Santa, but just a mall Santa, who I guess had a nervous breakdown or something, and he murdered everyone in there. I mean, we've all been there at one point or another. The holidays are a stressful time, and then he gets shot by the police. Pretty cool twist. Didn't expect that. Then William Shatner drunkenly wishes everyone a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
And that's it. This might not be a great movie or anything, but after all we've been through, this is a Christmas miracle. Decent acting, okay cinematography, some fun ideas here and there. Santa Claus fighting zombie elves? Yeah, I'd rewatch that in a heartbeat. I'm gonna give A Christmas Horror Story 3 buff muscly Krampuses out of 5. Well, I think we're done here. Wait! Hold on, it's a Christmas miracle! Oh, you thought I'd talk about Krampus movies without talking about the only good Krampus movie? You fool! I, of course, couldn't finish this Krampus holiday special without talking about Michael Dougherty's cult classic movie, Krampus, released in 2015.
In every store.
This one is about a family gathering for the holidays, but everyone kinda hates each other. So this little boy decides he hates Christmas. I hate it, goddammit! And Krampus heard his message loud and clear. So he shows up for like a minute. Yeah, this movie focuses more on his little minions messing with the family. We got a creepy Jack-in-the-Box, this flying monstrosity, creepy little elves, and yes, murderous CGI gingerbread cookies. At the end, after everyone's dead, the little boy wants his wish back.
I take back my wish!
So Krampus accepts, but uh-oh, I guess they're trapped in his world forever. You know, after suffering through this awful B-movie crap, I can't tell you how great it feels to watch an actual movie. Oh my god, good actors, great cinematography, a pretty good story, fantastic creature designs. Am I dreaming or something? Just like Michael Dougherty's Trick or Treat has become an annual Halloween tradition, Krampus has become a Christmas tradition. I've watched it pretty much every year for almost a decade at this point, and it's so much fun. I wouldn't call it perfect. Some scenes were a little too cartoonish for me, and although I get that the one rule in horror is not to show your monster, I still wish we got a little more Krampus. He's barely in this movie. But otherwise, everything works perfectly here. We got some pretty good jokes.
It's kind of heavy.
Yeah. It's Linda's.
And this movie has some of the best atmosphere I've ever seen in a movie. Like, I genuinely believed these guys were trapped in a snowstorm. It really is the perfect movie to watch in a warm blanket with a hot chocolate and just appreciating the fantastic cinematography. I genuinely hope we get a sequel one day. I doubt that'll happen, but still, one can dream. In the end, Michael Dougherty's Krampus is, to me, like a modern day Gremlins. A fun little horror comedy that pretty much works on every level. I can't recommend it enough, and I give it 4 Krampuses out of 5. Well, looking back on it, this was a pretty horrible idea. I thought we would have fun watching bad movies and laughing at them, but in the end, I lost my Christmas spirit. And what's more, I only scratched the surface of these awful Krampus movies. There's so many more of them. Oh god. But you know what? I think that's enough for tonight. I want to wish everyone a wonderful Christmas and happy holidays. Go stuff your face and get hammered, and most importantly, keep watching horror movies. They're good for your health. Bye bye.